Now, the United Nations Security Council has voiced grave concern over the resumption of the deadly fighting between Israelis and Palestinians in the impoverished Gaza Strip.
The members of the Security Council expressed grave concern at the return to hostilities following the breach of the Egyptian-brokered humanitarian ceasefire. The members of the Security Council expressed grave concern regarding the loss of civilian lives and casualties.
The 15-member council has unanimously called on the two sides to urgently resume ceasefire talks if offered full support of the Egyptian initiative in order to prevent the situation from escalating further, that is. The council says Israelis and Palestinians should try to reach a sustainable and lasting ceasefire as soon as possible. Israel resumed its deadly offensive against the residents of Gaza on Tuesday after quitting the Cairo talks and then accusing Palestinian resistance fighters of firing rockets into Israel. The Palestinian negotiating team blamed Israel for the collapse of the talks. There's no end in sight to Israel's aggression against the Gaza Strip. At least 6 members of one family have been killed in the latest Israeli airstrikes across the besieged territory. More than 30 Palestinians, including women and 8 children, have lost their lives in Rafah, Deir Bala and the Zaytun neighborhood of Gaza City over the past 2 days. The latest attacks have pushed the Palestinian death toll to at least 2,051 since the beginning of the Israeli onslaught on July 8th. Over 10,300 have also been wounded and tens of thousands left homeless ever since. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Tel Aviv may extend its military campaign against the Gaza Strip.
Only the guarantee of the calm and safety of Israeli citizens will bring an end to this operation, and therefore I will continue to operate with firmness and insistence. Operation Protective Edge is not finished, not for a minute. We're talking about a continued campaign. Amid the feeling of dramatic changes that are taking place in the region, I can also add that there is a new diplomatic horizon for the state of Israel.
Well, the Shajaiya neighborhood is a poor and overcrowded district of Gaza City, and it's just witnessed one of the deadliest days of the Israeli onslaught on the Gaza Strip. Press's Hisham Mohana went to the area where he found nothing but ruins and debris.
Many stories came from this area in particular, as it was a war crime scene for the Israeli military. Our camera moved more inside through the destroyed buildings close to the borders, exactly from where the Israeli military has crossed into the Gaza Strip. The destruction was not the only thing we noticed, as we could finally find the houses which the Israeli military took as barracks for its soldiers.
We fled from this area as it was a war zone. We came back during the first truce to find our house destroyed and turned like this. This used to be my bedroom, but not anymore.
The walls of this house witnessed the practices of the Israeli soldiers. From this house, the Israeli soldiers killed many people, including the young man Salim Shamali, who was shot several times until they killed him.
Salim went upstairs to see if anyone who was injured he can evacuate, but we found no one, so we had let's go, it's finished, we don't have anything here. In that time, Salim just moved a little bit. He got the first shot in his, I believe, in left leg.
By the Israeli sniper?
Yeah, by the Israeli sniper, that's for sure. Yeah, it seems like from that balcony where we just been now.
And you were close, you were like a few meters away from him?
Yeah, that's where I was taking footage for it, and we were thinking about how we can help him, so they shot him the second shot while he was laying in the ground.
So they finished him?
They finished him. They assassinated him.
As the Israeli army was taking this neighborhood a military base, it went more to destroy this area for no reason but to show that it could do more, including committing war crimes and international law violations.
We didn't saw anything really. We couldn't look at this direction. We just heard everything. It was not appropriate time to put out your head in the alley and see what you can find. What we know is that he was shot on not too far distance. The guy was clearly unarmed. There was an assassination of this boy, really. We really tried to find something, a rope or a cable or anything to throw to him so we can drag him away from there. The second shot came that killed him.
Our visit to the area was brief as the ceasefire was breached. So we joined the citizens and fled with them from Shajaiya, which has witnessed raging war. The Israeli army has taken people as human shields in this area. They have stolen the belongings of the people from this very house. They stole the jewelry and the money. We are witnessing that in this balcony was the location from there the Israeli soldiers assassinated Mohammed al-Shamali deliberately. We have to evacuate this area immediately because it's really getting more and more dangerous, as we could hear bombs a few minutes ago. This was Hisham Hanna for Press TV from Gaza Strip.
The U.S. says Israeli forces have targeted a Palestinian family whose son was kidnapped and killed in July. Washington accuses Tel Aviv of conducting an attack on the house of the Palestinian teenager Mohammed Abu Khader, who was snatched in East Jerusalem al-Quds and later found burned to death. His two cousins, who were U.S. citizens, were also arrested. One of them was beaten in detention and then released and returned to Florida. The death of Abu Khader escalated tensions between Palestinians and Israelis ahead of Tel Aviv's war on Gaza on July 8th.